Well, hello and welcome to 2020. Today is a very special day. We have just entered a new time period where the old is the old. It's usable. We can look at the old and remember the old and remember everything that we learned from the old. But we are now entering a time and a space where the refresh button has been hit, and we are now entering a new phase of commitment, a new phase of happiness, exploration, and everything's going to be okay. This is a year where we can find magic in our everyday life, but it's going to take a little bit of positive reinforcement. So it's going to be very, very important that we align our mind with our heart, and we keep it aligned. We keep it together so that we can do what it is that we truly desire, and do what it is that we desire within us, and not what the world tells us that we should desire, but what we truly desire. So allow yourself for a minute to think, what is it that I truly desire? What is it that I want for myself? Is it a project, an art form that I would like to pick up? Is it a book that you would like to write? What is it that you would love to do for yourself that would be like magic for you? And know that within this year, you can do that if you want. Whatever you desire, it can be yours if you have the right attitude and you allow the mind and the heart to align together. So today I would like to do actually 5 cards in the reading. But I'd like to tell you a story first and why I chose 5 cards. I was actually picking 5 cards for myself, and it was like an aha moment that came to me. It was a realization of where I have come in my life and something that I have overcome. And I'm grateful to say that in 2020, I have something very special to add to it. So for those that know me on a personal level, you would know that I had cat allergies at one point that were quite serious. So there was an asthmatic thing happening. I was having anaphylactic shock type scenarios happening. Once I even had to get my nephew to drive me to the hospital because I couldn't drive because my feet swelled up so badly where I had walked where there was cat hair. And so I was really thinking that I had to let go of something that I loved a lot. And animals is something that, of course, I love, if you know me. And so it took a lot of effort, but I had decided at one point, this is not going to take me over. I'm going to take it over. I'm going to change something. My heart told me that animals were going to be a part of my life, and my mind was telling me, no, it's not possible. The doctor said. And so I decided to bypass my mind and allow my heart to be the strong messenger to take over and to create a positive reinforcement that my mind eventually believed. And that took things like meditating each day, thinking positive, saying, I can do this, it's okay, everything's okay. I am immune to cat hair, I'm immune. So it took things like this. But it did happen. And so when I did my cards today, there were a lot of things going through my head because there's a story behind it. A few weeks ago was Maklaj Day here in Slovenia, and our cat Mitzi showed up that day after being missing for 2 weeks. Possibly locked in a barn, we don't know, but she was skinny, she was very, very, very traumatized, and it took her a little while to be able to kind of come back, but she's okay now. So that was a very, very special day. Now yesterday, being New Year's Eve, we had a little surprise because an itty bitty little kitty showed up on our doorstep and wouldn't go away. Nobody's claiming this little kitty. Nobody knows where it came from, and it is very shy of humans, very scared, showing us that it had very little human contact before coming to our door. It has claimed Mitzi as its mommy and is not leaving her side. And so we are very, very grateful to have this little kitty come at this time period. And if it stays with us, great. We're allowing it freedom to be outside, to do what it wants to go where it needs to go. But secretly, we're hoping that it has chosen us. And if it has, that's wonderful. We are honored and blessed to be able to have it come into our lives. Okay, so the story continues. 5 cards later, I'm doing for myself because I'm aligning with the reading and thinking about what is it that I want to say in the reading for you today. And then it dawns on me, okay, I need to do 5 cards. And I'm like, okay, then maybe I need to do 5 cards for everybody today. But why? When I put the cards out, the first card that came out, get this, was feline. Now the cards that I'm using is Return of Spirit by Cheryl Lee Harnish. Beautiful cards, beautiful. Feline. I thought, oh my goodness, what a coincidence. Or a synchronicity. Whatever the case, there is no coincidence that a little kitty showed up in our yard yesterday. The next card is Power. And power is exactly what the cat teaches us. Confidence, power. The third card was the kicker for me because the third card was right order. Now I put the allergy in its right order and said no, thank you. And I cleared it from the body. And that is a very, very special thing. The other cards that came out is Fairy Magic and Intuition. Intuition comes out in every card reading I do on myself. Go figure. But Fairy Magic is a beautiful one because I believe the fairies had to have been working with this little kitty in order for it to be able to find us. Because there are several houses around here, several different barns, there's farms it could have ended up on, but it ended up here. And I believe that the fairies brought it on this magical day for a reason. Because even if the kitty doesn't stay with us, the kitty is coming as a helper to help us understand that magic is within the self. And it's like a reward from the universe telling me, you know what? You did it, kid. You did it. You got through that and you're able to be on the other side now. So you have choices. So what I would like for you to do now is think about that story just for a moment and think about your life. Think about your heart and your mind. Is it aligned? All the things that you want to do in life, even if it's like an addiction that you want to get rid of. Smoking, drinking, chocolate, could be even Facebook. What is it that you want to align and you just don't seem to be able to get it together? So the mind and the heart have to be working together in order for you to be able to do what it is that you want to do. So it's not just creative projects. It has to do with those things that we would like to do for ourselves that I'm talking about. So I'm going to put I put the 5 cards out to remind myself of what they were. I'm going to put them back in the deck and clearing the deck. I did touch each one individually for this actual purpose. And I did a little prayer and asked that the angels and the fairies come through them. So I would like for you to pick a number between 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I want you to pick 2 numbers this time. It is New Year's. It's a special day. You deserve 2 numbers. Okay, so if you've picked card number 1, it looks like we have a jumper card. Just one moment. Oh. Okay, the universe is really playing with me because earlier when I was asking the universe, okay, what would you like me to base the subject on? The right order card flipped out of the deck after I did my cards. It flipped out a second time, so I knew, okay, for sure I need to talk about this. This time, in the jumper card, the feline card came out. So, I mean, we couldn't get a better message here. So listen to the directions today. Listen carefully. You need to put your mind and your heart together in order for you to align with yourself. Okay, so if you have picked card number 1, then your card is, now this is a big one. Sexuality. Okay, so the feline card just came out and sexuality is now coming out. So could this have to do with you embracing the parts of yourself that are either masculine or feminine? So align with who you are. Align with who you are. Allow your confidence to shine. The sexuality card doesn't necessarily mean sex. It may actually mean that you need to embrace the male, female parts of the self, the yin and yang. So if this is about right order, then could you be aligning with who you are truly within yourself? And could this also be a message about love? So whoever it is that you are wanting to connect with, this could be a soulmate that you've been wanting to work with. This could be a soulmate that you're actually currently with. The sexuality card may be about aligning with yourself, falling in love with yourself, so that you can be in alignment with that person. So keep everything in the right order with yourself, and everything will be in the right order with your partner. Okay, so if you've picked card number 2, then your card is frequency shift. I love these cards. Frequency shift. Now, again, as we make changes in our lives, we make a change in our frequency. The DNA in our body changes. Everything in us changes. And when we make the shift and the change within us, then the world also changes around us. Our experiences become very different. So you may find that others around you also are having a frequency shift in the next year. So we have been changing and shifting in 2019. In 2020, like I said before, this is going to be a magical year. Just allow it to be, and it will be. So align with the frequency that you want. Allow the mind and the heart to come together so that it is a proper frequency shift. Okay? If you've picked card number 3, then your card is contact. What an incredible card. We are in a place where we are aligning with our own spirit. Could that mean we're also becoming in contact with our own spirit? We know that we have guides and angels, and we know to be in contact with them, to ask for help, to be able to contact the Creator and be able to align with the universal wisdom. But are we fully aligned with ourselves? So 2020 is about aligning with ourselves, being completely within our own understanding of the world, and to be able to draw the good from that world around us. So stay in good contact this year with your higher self, with your inner self and your inner child, if you will. And maybe you just need a little itty bitty kitty to come into your life in order to feel like a kid again. I know I certainly feel like a little child again today. I was so excited all morning. But allow yourself to be able to shine a little bit, and allow yourself to be able to play. Okay? So if you've picked card number 4, then your card is gifted. Gifted. Beautiful, beautiful card. Now, we are all gifted. Some people say, are you sure? Because I can't do anything right. There are so many things that I see other people doing, and I don't see myself as having any gift at all. But that's not true. Everybody is gifted. Everybody's good at something. So I may have intuition in one area where somebody may have intuition in another. Somebody might be really amazing at artwork. They may be able to sing. They may be able to play guitar. They may be able to do things that other people could never do. But they don't really see it as a gift because it's something so natural. So in 2020, I think this card is trying to tell you to embrace the gifts that you have. Know that everything that is about you is unique. You're like a snowflake. And there is only one you. So there is something that you're good at, and probably something that you used to do in the past or wanted to do, and you just kind of shoved it aside for other things. But there will be time this year to do it. So there's no excuses. Mind and heart, people. Mind and heart. And the last one for you. Number 5. If you've chosen card number 5. I'm having trouble with this if you haven't noticed. Ooh, Divinity. And I feel very strongly that Divinity needs a second card. So I'm going to put that in with it. I'm just going to pick a middle card. Divinity and Rejuvenation. So interesting. So these are themes that just keep coming back to me. Rejuvenation just brings me back to that refresh button that we talked about. We are at a time of hitting the refresh button. And I think we're also at a time of realizing that we are part of the divinity. We are part of the oneness. And if I'm affected by something, then somebody else is also affected by something. And so it's very important that we do harmonize with the world, we do harmonize with ourselves, and we do what it is that we love. We say what we love, we put positive out there, we give compliments to people, we receive compliments from people, we allow the positive to be all around us. Because if we decide that the positive is a part of us, then it will become a part of us. This is a changing world. And it's going to keep changing. I mean, we're just in 2020. Maybe we're going to be doing a video in 2030, 2040, who knows? And at that time, what are we going to be thinking? What is going to be happening in the world around us? There's going to be a lot of changes. A lot of technological changes, a lot of physical changes within us. Why? Because the world is changing, the globe is changing, there is just stuff happening. And so we need to align with who we are in order to be able to become who we're going to be. Do we want to be somebody who is completely disaligned in 2030 and 2040? Or do we want to be more advanced within our cultures, more advanced within our communities, and more advanced within our own personal lives? I think it starts within. It starts within the person, and then it starts within the house, and then it goes out into a community, and then it goes out into a global thing. So allow positive to start within and allow it to shine without. And as you influence other people, you will influence the world. I promise you that. Enjoy this day. Embrace 2020 with open arms. Allow yourself to shine. You are loved so much by the universe, if you only knew. If you only knew. And you are loved by the angels above, and you're loved by me. Thank you, everyone. Many blessings, and Happy New Year.